Hello 7th graders, welcome back to Mr. Kendrick's online math class. Today we are doing lesson 1.3, subtracting integers. Make sure you take out your math notebook and write this title on a brand new page on the top left of your paper. Lesson 1.3, subtracting integers. Alright, I'm going to take you through a little story here. We have Bill and his Aunt Sally. Bill borrowed some money from a friend so he could get some candy and a drink at the local store. Now his net worth is -3, meaning that he is worth -$3. Aunt Sally's feeling a little bit bad for him and wants to try to get him out of debt so he can get back to a net worth of 0. Now, in order for her to help him, she wants to take away that debt. She wants to take away that -3. Okay, so if she's just trying to take away that -$3 debt. Now, in order for her to do that, we can also think of adding. She wants to add $3 to his bank account, and that would take away that -$3 debt. Okay, so what that really means is that we can look at -3 minus a -3, because that debt is a negative. Okay, so -3, and if you take away that -$3 debt, you would get back to 0. Okay, now we can also look at this as -3, where he started, and we can add $3 to his bank account, and that would put him at a net worth of $0. Okay. Now what I would like you to see here is that both of these problems, -3 minus a -3 equals 0, because that means they started with -$3 and they took that -3 away, that took that -3 debt away, and that equals 0. Okay. In the second option, -3 plus 3, we can also look at it as she added $3 to his bank account, which gave him a net worth of $0. Okay. Now, that may be a little bit confusing, but I'm going to try to explain as we go through this video. Here we go. Okay, in your notes, please write this information down. The key idea for subtracting integers is that to subtract an integer, we can add its opposite. Okay, here's a couple examples for you. If we look at 3 minus 4, a +3 minus a +4, we could say that we would be -1. We can also do 3 plus a -4. We can add a -4 to 3, and we would get the same answer of -1. Okay, so in the first one we did a subtraction problem. In the second example here we did an addition problem by adding a negative. Okay, and down here on the number lines we can see what that looks like. So if we start at 3, which is the blue, okay, on the number line we go 1, 2, 3. Now we subtract 4. We subtract a +4 right here. Okay, and when we subtract, we move to the left. Okay, so we'll go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that gives us -1. So 3 minus 4 is -1. And on the bottom here, we start at 3 again, and then we add a -4. Okay, so when we added that -4, we went back to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we end up at -1. So you can see these two problems right here. They are different problems, but they have the same answer. Okay, because 3 minus 4 gives us -1, or 3 plus the -4 is also equal to -1. Okay, so we have and when we're subtracting integers, we can also add the opposite. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video here. and make sure you have this information in your STEM or in your math notebook. All right. Here, let's look at some examples. Find 3 minus 12. Okay, so 3 minus 12 is equal to 3 plus negative 12. So we add the opposite of 12, which is negative 12, and we get to negative 9. The difference is negative 9. Okay, so if we look at this example, to check our answer, we can do it on a number line. Starting at positive 3, and we'll go so we got 0 right here. We got negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9. So if we start at 3, positive 3, and we subtract 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And there you can see 3 minus 12 is negative 9. 3 plus negative 12 is negative 9. All right, here's another one. Find negative 8 minus negative 13. Okay, so if we think about adding the opposite, negative 8 minus a negative 13 is equal to negative 8 plus 13. Okay? And the reason why we're going through adding the opposite is because addition, for most of us, addition problems are easier or make more sense than subtraction problems. So we can add the opposite when we're subtracting negatives. 8 plus 13, or negative 8 plus 13 is equal to 5. All right, one more here. 5 minus negative 4. 5 minus negative 4 is equal to 5 plus 4. So we can, when we're solving 5 minus negative 4, we can think of it as adding the opposite of negative 4, which is positive 4. And we get to 9. Okay, go ahead and try these 3 problems in your math notebook. You can pause now and come back and see how you did. Okay, so 8 minus 3, if we're thinking of adding the opposite, we could say 8 plus a negative 3. Now, you might just do that problem, 8 minus 3, and you say, and it's 5. Okay, so 8 plus a negative 3 means that we would, on a number line, we would start at 8, and then we would move to the left because we are adding a negative. We would move to the left 3 spots, and that would give us positive 5. Okay, how about 9 minus 17? So 9 minus 17. We can also say 9 plus a negative 17. Okay, so 9 plus negative 17, the difference is a negative 8. All right, number 3, 9 minus a negative 8. So 9 minus negative 8 can also be written as 9 plus 8. And we get 17. All right, hopefully you got the same answers I got there. Okay, let's evaluate negative 7 minus a negative 12 minus 14. Okay, so now this one's a little bit tricky, a little bit more tricky because it has three different subtraction problems in one. So we have a negative 7 minus negative 12 minus 14. So first, we want to look at that negative 12 and we want to add the opposite. Okay, so negative 17 minus a negative 12 minus 14 can also be written as negative 7 plus 12 minus 14. Okay, and then we got add, so then we add negative 7 and 12, which gives us 5, because with 5 minus 14, and 5, and adding the opposite of 14 would be 5 plus a negative 14. So that means we're adding a negative 14, so we'd be moving to the left on a number line. And we would end up with negative 9. So negative 7 minus negative 12 minus 14 will give you a negative 9. Okay, now let's look at some real-world examples. Which continent has the greater range of elevations? North America or Africa? So North America's highest elevation is 6,198 meters, and its lowest elevation is negative 86 meters. In Africa, its highest elevation is 5,895 meters, and its lowest elevation is negative 155 meters. So in order for us to find the range of elevations for each continent, we need to subtract the lowest elevation from the highest elevation. Let's look at North America first. So the range for North America would be 6,198 minus that negative 86. Okay, and if we think of that negative, or that subtracting a negative as its opposite, we can add 86. So 6,198 plus 86, and that will give us 6,284 meters. So that is the range, the difference between the highest and the lowest elevation. For Africa, we have 5,895 minus a negative 155. Okay, so we add the opposite, 5,895 plus 155, and we get a range of 6,050 meters. Okay, so looking at those two ranges between the highest and lowest elevation, we can see in 6,050, North America has the greater range of elevation. All right, now it's your turn to practice